record video? I guess I am recording. Good morning and welcome back to Cactus Maine. Alright, so this morning, let's talk about shade cloth. Why do you need it? Where to put it? And therefore, and what strengths to get. Okay, first off, why do you need shade cloth? Cacti love the sun. They do. But if you have a greenhouse and a hot area, or where there's an area where there's a lot of sunlight, it can get extremely hot in there. During the heat of the day, I'll go in there with a temp gun or a thermometer and it'll be 140 to 150 degrees with the roof vent open and the door open. Okay, shade cloth right here will definitely cut down on that. Alright, it'll cut down that temperature because if your cacti are in that kind of temperature, they're just going to dry out and shrivel up and probably melt. Okay, so you got to keep it cool. Another thing is cacti, they do love sun, but you can burn the crap out of them with the sun. So when you position the shade cloth, we'll get into that in a little bit. When you position it correctly, it gives them that midday relief where that sun is in the highest point of the sky. It gives them that relief. It's like, oh, thank you, now I can relax instead of frying up and soaking up all the water and using it all up that I don't have. All right, so shade cloth is important. Even if you don't have a greenhouse, even if you live in an area where there's not a lot of rains out west and you can't keep them outside, it's still a good idea to put up shade cloth to give them that midday relief. You can get shade cloth in multiple different classifications, I guess you would say. Okay, you can get it down from 10%, where it blocks 10% of the sun, and the percentages is how much sunlight, UV, whatever you want to call it, it blocks. Okay, so you can get it from 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, all the way up to 100, and basically 5% increments. There's many places you can get it. You can get it from Amazon, you can get it from eBay, you can get it from Greenhouse Megastore. There's all kinds of places you can get shade cloth. Farmers markets, feed stores, they all have it. All right, and what you want to do is figure out which you need. Okay, me personally, I would need a 30% for my situations, but I just couldn't find a 30% in the price range that I was looking for. They wanted to sell me a 12-foot by 100-foot roll, and I don't need that for a 6x8 greenhouse right now. So I opted for a 40% right here. Okay, it looks really thick, huh? Because it's all folded up, but let me go ahead and just get a single strand by itself and try and get that up to you guys. I don't know, can you see me through it? I can see you through it. Yeah, I know you didn't want my face that close to you this morning, but oh well, you got it. So I went with a 40%, okay? Actually, that was actually 80% because I was folded over, so let me start that over. Right here, can you see me through it now? Yeah, look at my ugly face. I can see you guys, right? So that's gonna let 60% of the sunlight down, or through, all right? And I'm not a scientist, but I translate that into cutting the heat in here down by 40%. I don't know. If there's interest in that, like I have, I might test it out. Might go ahead and see if the temperature really drops 40%. I doubt it though. But the light transmission drops 40%, and that'll give you a good reduction in heat and burning of plants. In your shade cloth, you figured out what you need. Where do you put it? Okay, where do you put it? What you want to do is study your sun patterns. Okay, right now it's summertime, and I'm studying the sun pattern for the summer because the winter I will most likely take the shade cloth down. The summer, the sun is just unbearable down here in Florida. What you want to do is find wherever your sun is in the sky and where it's hitting your greenhouse or where it's hitting your lean-to, whatever you have built for your cacti. You want to find where it's hitting and mark that area out as to where you're going to put the shade cloth. So mine, at 2 o'clock, it starts almost at the top, okay? And about 4 o'clock hits right here, right? So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and measure out from the tippy top to halfway. And that's going to give me good shade. It's going to give the plants good relief. They're going to have that relief. They're going to get it obviously before 2 o'clock. There's going to be some shade, and after 4 o'clock there'll still be some more shade. but it's going to give, during the heat of the day where that sun is just beaming down there and cooking things, it's going to give that relief. All right, so we just measure that out. Measure it. We have a total of 46 inches. What's 46 divided by 2, right? All right, 23. Ooh, yes. I am somewhat okay with math, guys. Not a lot. 95 inches. You know what? I'm just going to cut it an 8-foot long section, and if there's extra, I'll just have it leaning over. On this side, over here, it'll just be a couple inches on that end over there, and that'll help because the sun comes up over there, kind of like this right here. So, might help, might not, who knows. But it's always good to have a little bit extra. Next, you've got your measurements. I got 8 foot by 23 inches. I might take it to 20, just make it simple and take it to 24 inches. It doesn't matter if there's another inch coming down here. So now you got that. Now you need to go inside and figure out how the heck are you going to attach it. It's gonna sound like I'm talking through, I don't know, an echo tube or something straight to you guys. I can't get the camera in here and you guys get to see my ugly face at the same time, so the camera's outside. Hopefully the sound sounds good. So we have a metal frame greenhouse. This would be a whole lot easier if you have a wood frame, because you could just get up there and bam, 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 staple it to it and be done. All right, but since this is a metal frame, I don't have any way to zip tie it to it. There's nothing I can zip tie, so I have to use self-tappers, screws, and self-tap them in. Okay, so what I'll do, and I don't know, you guys won't be able to see it over there, but up here there's a little lip. My self-tappers aren't that long. I'll just pop one here, one there, one at the ends, maybe one at the ends and two, right? I'll get that on video so you can see how I don't know how to use tool. Pop it in there. The crappy thing about what I'm doing and where I need to put it is this is where I gotta put the self-tappers in, right here. This is, excuse me, it's very thin. It'll hold it no problem, but it's holding the panels, and if I pop all the way through it with the self-tapper, then it's through the roof. Okay, up here I have a lip, a space where it's not gonna happen. But if I go too far into this, it's gonna go through the roof, and then it's not gonna matter. I can put silicone on it, it's not gonna leak water, that's great, but if you look at the greenhouse on the outside, I'm gonna have little stupid little spikes. So that's gonna be a little tricky not to go all the way through. But again, it doesn't have to be stupid sturdy, okay? It's nothing's gonna move it around. So let's see what we can do. Get ready to hang it up. It's pretty simple, guys. You just start at one end, work your way across. Obviously start from the top first, makes it a little easier, and then go down. And it also helps if you have the correct tools for the job, unlike me, which I do not. We are done. You can hardly see it through there right now just because the sun's not really shining on it, but we got shade cloth going halfway down. Go inside, and there it is. So you still see the sky, right? But it's gonna give some good relief. And remember I said I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it 8 foot and have a little extra. I actually cut it a little bit longer, but that's gonna help. I don't know if I can. I might put it over there just like that, and that gives a little bit of added relief because you guys see the sun coming up right over there. So it's typically on that side. I don't know. We'll see. I'll watch the sun pattern and see how it goes. Hopefully you guys learned a little something from this if you didn't know much about shade cloth and why we use it. As you can see, the sun's not even up and I am sweating my butt off. Hope it helped, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.